All right, we made it to Englishtown Car. Kind of made it through tech. I mean, we made it, but they got us one for not having an AGM battery, and they also made me go back and rewrap my harnesses because they said, or harness, because I only have one, but they said it wasn't wrapped correctly. So we passed tech finally. Driver's meeting in a little bit. There's a really bad knocking sound from the rear left, but I have been saying that all season, and I can't replicate it. I got the car up on the jack and I can't make the sound again. Everything feels super solid. I guess I'll just let it be. Just had driver's meeting. The track looks really fun. I've never been here before, so I don't know how the structure is gonna work. I mean, it's a similar schedule to Evergreen. Like, each group has a certain amount of time, but there's front track and back track. Back track is supposed to be harder and more fun, and if you want to move up to B group, you have to be on back track. So I'll probably get on the easier track first, just to feel the car out, make sure everything's good, and then I'll hop on back track. Okay, so that's a problem. Oh fuck, that's hot. I did clear and sit a little bit to get that nut and bolt in there, so that is kind of an issue. Luckily, I did bring my welder, so I just gotta find somewhere to plug it in. I found an outlet at the tire machine, so here's my setup. Got the welder, got the gas bottle. I already laid down some beads. I'm just stacking material on there because that's what broke right there. It was, you can't see my finger, it was right here connected before, but it looks like we lost some material there. So obviously I need a new trailing arm, but for now I gotta make this work. There's no way I just ran out of wire. Are you serious? Okay. All right, I went to Tractor Supply, I got more wire, and I got this little rod to add some material. And this is what we're looking at. Look, I know it's not pretty, but believe it or not, that will get the job done. I'm actually real confident in this. I mean, if I take my hammer, that ain't going nowhere. So I'm pretty happy with that. So that's it, she's fixed. It's not the prettiest fix. Can you see it? There, you can see it. Yeah, it's not the prettiest, but it's definitely gonna work. About to go up and it just started pouring rain. I ain't complaining. All right, I fucked up. I came in a little hot and the track is super slippery. So I'm in a bush or a ditch or whatever you want to call it. I'm in some grass and I'm stuck. And grid worker saying I broke a control arm. So awesome. Oh my God. All right, so that's why I ran into the bush. Control arms are snapped on both sides. With my amazing welds, both fenders are fucked up. So those are zip ties. That's a zip tie. This is probably a broken bracket, which sucks. This fender is messed up pretty good, but I should be able to bang it back into place. And control arm. So it's a good thing I brought my welder with me. You guys figure out the controls. Here we are again. First session I made 2 laps. Second session I made 0 laps. Had to weld something after both times, so hopefully this doesn't become a trend, but I cleaned up the edges on these control arms and I will weld them better this time. Because if you remember last time, if you saw that video, the welds were a little bit poor. Well, they were really porous. So I'm gonna try to not do that again. So here's the new welds. Way better than the last ones. Obviously, still not perfect. I'm not MIG welder time, but these will get the job done, unlike the last ones. These I could crash into a bush and they won't fall apart. Y'all ain't gonna believe this. These headlight brackets are perfect. They weren't messed up. Thing just popped out. That's a huge win. So here's the deal. I'm on my way to AutoZone to get a tap and die set because the ball joint with the threads that go into the knuckle, the very last threads on it are pretty messed up, so I can't get the nut on there. Nobody at the track has a tap and die set, which isn't really a surprise because who brings that to a drift event? I got one side of the suspension done. I got the passenger side done, just the wheel has to go on, and I gotta get a self tapper in the fender. As for the driver's side, it's just this nut that's holding me back, and then I gotta get the middle nut on. All right, so here's my setup. It's absolutely coming down. So I put this tent right over where I'm working. Bit of a mess, but someone came by and gave me a hand. I got this tap and die set from Walmart. Where is it? So I used this die. I rethreaded this right here and I was able to get the nut on and torque it down. So that's amazing. Now I am gonna leave the rest of this for the morning because I missed my last session for today, but I heard it was no good because the track was just a slip and slide, and now the track is shut down for lightning. So I'm just gonna leave all this for the morning. All I got to do is coilover, sway bar, and then cosmetics. Good morning. Still raining from yesterday, hasn't stopped. It's muddy out here. My tent fell, so it's not ideal, but it's still with my car. Yeah, hopefully it's not broken, but we got some shit to fix, so let's get started. About an hour 15 till driver's beating, so I should have enough time. So I did break my tent. Well, I didn't break it, but it's kind of sort of held together to keep me out the rain. So this is almost done. Pretty much just got to do the bumper now. Fenders are looking great. This one I took out that self tapper and just relocated it. So now this fender's good. Had to take the trim off because it would have fell off on track. And then here, I just pulled this back out. I gave it a little heat and pulled it out with my hand. And it's brand new. Car's on the ground. Besides that corner light missing, it looks brand new. Definitely brand new. Front bumper zip tied on. I think it looks great. Look at that. So let's take it for a little drive around the pits, make sure everything's good. Feels good so far. There's some noise over there. I'm thinking it's the brakes. I hope so. I mean, it looks like it works to me. Just had driver's meeting and C group is going out now. We got 2 sessions today. They're each about an hour long. So I'm gonna try and get as much seat time as possible. This track looks like a lot of fun, but it's insanely slippery right now. And I can barely see out the windshield. That wasn't too bad. I got to feel the track. Obviously, I spun a few times, which is kind of expected. Lie, I feel like I'm getting worse each lap. The track is just so slippery and it's so hard to keep control of the car. fast one so far. I still can't get that transition into that tight corner because it's such a long straight coming towards it. Alright, well that was a decent run. I lost power steering though. I lost power steering and my battery light is not on. So I'm kind of confused about that. I'll try this run with no power steering, but I have tried it before and I bailed immediately, so we'll see. Oh, it's back! My power steering only works at high RPM. Also at high RPM, my battery light comes on. This car is weird, man. Well, that was interesting for sure. My power steering's only working at high RPM, and I still got the battery light issue where the battery light comes on at high revs. It was slippery as fuck out there. I kept spinning out. I couldn't really get that one corner right. But besides those couple issues and the knocking sound in the back, the car drove fine. Steering wheel's pointing to the right now. Don't know why it's doing that. Maybe I'll check that out. Maybe I won't. Looks like it can be topped off a little bit. Doesn't look like there's a leak. The power steering line is dry, so is the top of the reservoir. So I'm not sure how that happened. Just topped it off and now it works perfectly. So that was our problem. car's ready to go. We had A and B group hit the track already, and it stopped raining a while ago. So there should be somewhat of a dry line on the track. Y'all hear that, right? Feels like I broke the left control arm. I really don't see how. I mean, if it is that, I don't see how. If it is the control arm, I mean, I don't know. I thought the welds were really good. If that is where it broke, so I don't know. I feel like I've seen this before.
When he lost it, why missed turn one.
So there's that. Sway bars out, control arms out.
Everybody's getting a little bit green.
Right there. Well, here's what we're looking at. There is no control arm. Here's the welds. Yeah, there's the sway bar. There's the rest of the control arm. There we go. So here's this. Spindle is gone. Lollipop snapped in half. Weld snapped. So honestly, I don't know if my welds were that bad if it also snapped the lollipop bushing, because that takes a ton of force to snap. So cut that way. That way. Straight. That way. Okay, nice.
Cars on the trailer.
This has not been my weekend at all. I feel really bad taking up other drivers' time, and for the money I paid to be here, I basically got no C-top, which really sucks. But it's part of the sport, it's part of drifting. We got a snapped lollipop right there. I don't know how that's possible. Sway bar threads look okay. Might have to replace them. Didn't get on camera, but tie rod's fucked too. Tie rod's super bent. obviously this event was not my weekend. Had to get pulled off track twice. Both were really my fault. I'll partially blame it on the rain, but it's really driver skill. We got some things to replace and repair: control arm, the sway bar, tie rod, and lollipop, and obviously some body work. Tires should be right back on. Of course, I'm disappointed that I barely got to get any seat time this weekend, especially paying money to go there and all of that. But I'm gonna build this thing back, come back stronger, and in 2 weeks, I'm going back to Evergreen. So hopefully that event goes really well. Please like the video if you enjoyed. Leave a comment if you have any thoughts. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.